that's stage 2. Okay, so now we have it stage 3. So now you bought a storage facility. Now what? Right? That's the question, right? You bought the storage facility. Now what? So now you're getting into what we call transfer ownership. Okay. Transfer ownership. So that means that somebody own it. Now, obviously, if you're going to build, the stages are going to be different than this. Okay, so this is like if you're going to buy either a mismanaged facility or an income producing property. And actually, one day I could do the stages of like building as well too. So, Erilyn, if you're listening, put that down as a topic: the stages of actually building. And we have actually Philip is a part of our coaching program, one of our students. And he owns a storage facility and also like works for a company that builds self-storage. And he is going to come and talk to, he's going to come and just talk about like the industry and like what's happening in the mastermind for the coaching program. So if you're really interested, I highly recommend. This is like amazing people in the group. So transfer ownership is the next stage, transferring the ownership. Okay, so that means that somebody owned it and now you own it. All right. And this is where you have your software, right? Now your software, whichever one that you choose, right, is like the backbone of your, it's the backbone of your facility. Your software really is like your property management software. And, every software is a little bit different. And some of them are, more expensive than the others. And some are more robust than the others, right? And obviously you get what you pay for. All right. But the truth is setting up this software so that it's, so that you're utilizing all it has to offer is the best way to manage your facility and also create passive income. So, but in this stage here, like you're moving your tenants over, right? You're moving them and you're having to get the contract signed. You have to get them, get them to get into their account and set it up, you have to get them to set up the payment information. Because this stuff does not transfer over. So like when you buy your software, like the payment information is not going to come over from the old person to this one or whatever, right? So you got to sit there, and this is really like this right here. And remember, I forgot to put this down right here too, but these stages are all about 90 to 120 days, right? 120 days. Okay, so just so everybody knows, this is like 3 to 4 months just to do, because it takes a long time to close deals. It just takes a long time to close commercial real estate, especially nowadays. If you're owner finance, I have one I have one student that's buying cash right now, like a property is like $700,000, and she's putting like 300 or 400, and like her mother's coming in and putting like 3 or 4. So she's like, I got the cash. So she's closing in like a month, but then that month, because the owner wanted to close in a month, and then that month she is like, she's going crazy trying to get everything done. She's like, it's just, it's like nuts, right? So you want to give yourself like 90 to 120 days to really get all this done, because it's like super stressful if you're like, doing 30 days, right? So anyways, okay, so stage 3 is the same thing, right? So we're doing like 90 to 120 days. See, we're already like, 3/4 into the year, or like at the end of the year, I'm saying? Like it takes time to do these things. This is not like I'm going to do 3 deals in 1 year. This is like slow and steady wins the race. I always tell this to all my students, slow and steady. Now I even say this to my daughter. I always say like slow and steady wins the race. That's like our theme in our house. But transfer ownership, you got the software. Obviously you've onboarded the software, so the software is there, but there's like nothing in the software, right? So you have to put the tenants into the software. You got to get your contract in the software. You got to get them to put sign the contract, get the payments done. And then you're working on things like, getting, some basic pricing in there, getting some basic communication in there, because, your software does like all the emails, all the text messages and all this kind of stuff. So you want something to welcome them, and you have to get all that set up. And, you've got to get like your fees, and your rules set up, right? So it's like, okay, we're going to, it's like, On the first rent is due, and on the fourth rent is late, it's $10, and then on the 8th, we're gonna overlock, it's another $25, and that, like, all these kind of rules that you have to do, you have to set those up, I mean, you have to get those set up. All right, and you know, so this is like really like this 90 days of you owning this property is just like, you're like running around like a crazy person, chasing people, getting them to sign the contracts, and then you're really trying to just get them into the software and actually learning the software. Because you know, when you start a new software, like it's like a learning curve, especially a software that's like super robust and stuff, you know. It's like, and I'm going to tell you, like 80% of all storage facility owners, like they do the bare minimum in the software. Like they put the tenants in, and then that's it. You know, but the truth is if you really get into that software and you just learn everything that has to do, you can really totally automate everything, right? So this stage right here is like, let me get the tenants into the system, let me get the contract signed, let me get the basic stuff, let me just start setting up the foundation of my business so that I can copy this over and over when I buy my next 1 or 2 facilities, right? That's what this is, okay?